Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please take a minute to subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell, so every time I upload a video you get a notification. So from the title of this video you already know today's topic is about Kumara Parvata trek. Kumara Parvata trek is one of the most difficult treks of Karnataka, and also it's one of the most beautiful treks in Karnataka. So you would have heard a lot about this trek, very difficult trek, difficult for a beginner because it has a lot of trails, a lot of information needs to be known. So most of them don't give an attempt to this trek. But today I'll make it very easy for you, break down every single point, and by the end of this video you'll have all the information needed to do this trek. So stay tuned. We'll start with the video. Firstly, Kumara Parvata peak, the entire trek stretch, it is situated between two districts. One is Dakshina Kannada, and the second one is Coorg. You can do this trek from either of the sides, that is Dakshina Kannada or Coorg. So I will be talking to you about the first option, that is doing this trek from Dakshina Kannada side. So if you are staying in Bangalore or somewhere, you have to reach to Kukke Subramanya. Kukke Subramanya is a very famous temple nearby to Dharmasthala. So you can take a overnight bus to Kukke Subramanya, or you can drive also to Kukke Subramanya. So the choice is yours. Reach Kukke Subramanya temple. One important suggestion that I would like to give is rest well before this trek, because this trek is physically very demanding. So you need to be very, very fit, and you should have had a sound rest before starting this trek. So yes, you should reach Kukke Subramanya temple. Carry all your food that is needed, your snacks, your food or anything. Before starting this trek, have your breakfast in Kukke Subramanya and pack your lunch if you want to. Okay, these are the things you should keep in mind before starting the trek. And one more thing, if you are planning to camp in this trek, call to Battaramane. 9448647947 is the number. So you have to inform those people in prior so that you're coming over there, they can cook for you. So make sure you call them before starting the trek, because once you start the trek there is no network. So yeah, call them and inform them how many people are reaching there and how many meals you need, everything. Inform them and they'll keep the food ready. So that is all. Then you can start the trek from Kukke Subramanya. Before that, keep everything, the food, the medicine, everything that is needed for the trek ready, and start from here. The initial part from Kukke Subramanya to the starting part of the trek, it is 1.6 kilometer trek. This entire stretch is very, very easy. It's a flat road surrounded by plantations, the areca nut plantations around. So it's a very scenic trek. You can just walk around for 30 minutes and you will reach this starting point. There is a board which says the starting part of Kumara Parvata trek. So that is the starting point of the trek. So from here there is a small entrance like thing. You can enter through that and then the actual trek begins. The first part of this trek, this stretch from the starting point to Bhima's Rock. Okay, it is completely steepy and it is covered by dense trees. Okay, so it's a steepy trek. This first 3.8 kilometers, it's difficult. It takes almost 3 hours. Okay, so start your trek from here, and I would suggest you every 30 minutes give yourself a 5 or 10 minutes break and have your water. Okay, don't take break which exceeds 5 to 10 minutes because your body cools down and you will not be able to do this trek. So yeah, every 5-10 minutes take a break and then start with the trek. So initially it will be difficult, so don't get demotivated, just keep up the pace. Okay, so after this you reach a stream, nearby stream. Okay, so you have to take a right. Okay, so when you're trekking, right, the trail, you have to take a right turn and you'll reach a waterfall, nearby waterfall. Okay, so once you reach this waterfall, there is also a stream like thing where you can fill your water bottles, and you can also, if you wish to, you can play in the water, take a dip and all that. It's not very deep, but still be very, very careful when you get into the water. And also all the blue mark that you see here, over here, and then also here. It's all the water source, okay? I've mentioned it like that. And one more thing, the tree is like the tree line, and if you see this light green patch, they're all the grasslands, okay? Cool. So once you go there and finish the waterfall part, walk a little bit ahead and you find a giant rock. That is the Bhimas rock, okay? The entire stretch you have a lot of trees and it will be extremely humid. So yeah, you make your plans for that. Carry enough water. You can refill your water here, okay? So after this Bhimas rock, you can reach Battaramane. It is very nearby from Bhimas rock. It will take hardly 40 to 45 minutes. So once you reach Battaramane, you can see this Mangalore style tiles, that is the red tiles, right? That kind of a house with some plantation around and all that. So that is Battaramane. If you have already informed the Battaramane people that you're coming, you can go there, drop in your luggage. They would have cooked food for you. You can have your food from there. So that is the thing. And from this Battaramane to forest office, this is the forest office. In between there is a viewpoint. In between this Battaramane and forest office, you get really good view of the mountain and all that. You can sit, relax, take good photos and all of that. And after keeping all your luggage and resting and having your food, you can check around the place if you wish to. And if you are somebody who wants to do this trek in a single day, okay, I'm talking about the first option. After having your meal very quickly, say by 12 o'clock, before 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, go to forest office. In the forest office, you have to provide all your information, where you're from, why you have come for the trek, like, how many people are there. All the details have to be given, and you have to pay some fees for this trek. So everything, details have to be given here. It's very compulsory. So do this, and then from forest office, you can start the trek. I would tell you, if you have reached really early, like if you have started the trek early and you've reached here before 12 o'clock, only then proceed to the peak. If you have reached post 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, please don't go for the trek, because it can get dark by the time you come back and it will be very risky. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you're a beginner and you're not able to reach the forest office or the Battaramane before 12 o'clock, you need not proceed with the trek, okay? Cool. And I also forgot to mention one thing. From the starting point to Battaramane, right? I have written 3 hours. So that is like the minimum time. It can take up to 4 hours also, depending upon your pace and all of that. So keep that in mind. And it is a steepy part also. So yeah, try to reach here before afternoon. So once you reach forest office, if you have reached before and you're starting the trek, take the permission from forest office and start your trek again from forest office. Once you walk, say for 10-15 minutes, you find the next viewpoint. Here, somewhere after the forest office, you find the second viewpoint, which is very good. You can spend some time over there. And then, after trekking for almost 3 kilometers, that is 2 to 3 hours, it can take more also, because this is also a steepy terrain and it is completely a grassland stretch. You will reach this place called as Kallu Mantapa. I'll insert the pictures for all of this, okay? I have done this trek 2 times. So I have pictures. I'll insert the pictures for your reference. So you'll reach Kallu Mantapa, this place. So once you reach this Kallu Mantapa place, you can sit there, take your rest. You can have your snacks or your packed lunch if you've skipped food at Battaramane. You can do that, okay? So rest here for some time and then you can start to Shesha Parvata. So Kumara Parvata is this peak. This is the main peak. Before reaching Kumara Parvata, you'll reach another peak called as Shesha Parvata. So from this Kallu Mantapa to Shesha Parvata, it is a 2 kilometers trek. It's again little difficult only because it's a steepy trek. See, as you can see in the diagram. So you'll reach Shesha Parvata. Trust me, the view from Shesha Parvata is outstanding. You have to spend at least 10 to 15 minutes to enjoy this view. Take good pictures, enjoy the nature. Then is this last trek. It is comparatively easy compared to all these stretches because this is all steepy, right? You can get down from Shesha Parvata, get down very slowly and carefully. And then you can go to the main peak. This is the stretch for the main peak. Though this is not very difficult, why I've mentioned difficult is there is a rocky patch. There's a rocky patch here before you reach the Kumara Parvata actual peak. So what you can do is be very careful if you're doing this as a monsoon trek, because this entire rocky patch can be very slippery for you, right? So be careful to wear a very good shoe, that is the trekking shoe. Okay, so wear a proper trekking shoe and you can do this rocky patch. Then you'll reach Kumara Parvata peak. So this is the main peak. Okay, so there is a water source if you get down from this side, but I think it's not allowed currently. The trek is allowed only from the Dakshina Kannada side. You can also reach this peak through Coorg, that is the Somwarpet side, but currently according to my information this is not allowed, so this point is ruled out. So spend your time near Kumara Parvata peak, but start back before the sunset. Okay, before the sunset start back to forest office, because it takes some time for you to reach. So after spending your time near this Kumara Parvata peak, you will this peak is not like very steepy and all that. You'll find heaps of rock on that. There would be Karnataka flags which are hoisted by all the fellow trekkers. Yeah, it is good to hoist flags over there because it's a very difficult trek, so yes, it can be done. So after that, start your trek back to Shesha Parvata and then slowly down to forest office. So you can camp here. In this particular trek you can camp, because it's a trek which can't be done in one single day. So you can carry your own tent, camp somewhere near this forest office. There is place in front of the forest office only. But if you're not planning to camp or cook or anything, you can directly go to Battarmane. They charge you some amount for your food and stay and all that. You can stay back there, enjoy the nature completely, and then the next day, after camping and sleeping for the day, you can get back to Kukke Subramanya. Okay, this is the first option. The second option is the first day you reach till forest office, you rest, you look around, you do everything. The second day morning you start early, say at 5 o'clock, because try to reach this place before 7 or 8. You get to see beautiful sunrise at the peak. So second option is stay here for the night. The second day trek till here, and after the trek come back to forest office or the Battarmane, collect your luggage and then trek back. You'll reach Kukke Subramanya by evening 6 or 7 o'clock. So this is second option. So I think second option is much easier. You know why? Because you get enough rest for the first day. You can rest well, and second day you can proceed to Shesha Parvata, Kumara Parvata, and directly back to Kukke Subramanya. Because I've done both option 1 and option 2, so I'm telling you which is better. So the second option is much better. So I've mentioned the distance here. From Kukke to starting point, it is 1.6 kilometer. Very easy. It's like a very plain terrain. And from starting point to waterfall, it is 3.8 kilometer, very steepy trek. This takes a lot of effort, okay? And then from till Battarmane actually, okay? And from Battarmane to forest office, it's very nearby, half a kilometer, less than that. You can just walk. And from forest office to Kallu Mantapa, it's a steepy part again, difficult, 2 to 3 hours. Kallu Mantapa to Shesha Parvata is 2 kilometer. And it takes 2 hours. You might think, oh, what is this 2 hours for 2 kilometers? See, you're not just covering the distance, but you're gradually getting the elevation. You're gaining the elevation. So it takes a lot of time. You're understanding, right? So, and also yes, here from Shesha Parvata to Kumara Parvata, it's just 1.5 kilometers. But it takes a lot of time. See, 1.5 to 1.5 hours. So you get that right. It's also about elevation. So yes, you can do this trek. So I get a lot of questions. It's a very difficult trek. Can beginners do it and all that? See, this is a difficult trek. I completely agree. But beginners can definitely do it. You, before starting this trek, say 1 month prior, do some basic workouts, exercise, breathing exercise and all that. And you're good enough to do this trek. It's also about the mental ability than being physically fit. You should feel mentally strong also to do this trek no matter what. And even if you're a beginner, right, if you go till this Kallu Mantapa or forest office, it's still something great, because you get very scenic views throughout the trek, and you need not always go to the peak and come back. Even going halfway is a great thing in this kind of treks. So don't get demotivated. So if you are feeling like doing this trek, right, definitely consider doing it. Don't get demotivated by people saying, oh, it's very tough and all that. But yeah, a few things which all you have to keep in mind. I've mentioned it already. And one more thing. This forest stretch, right, it comes under Pushpagiri Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, Pushpagiri Wildlife Sanctuary. And another thing I want to tell you is don't carry a lot of luggage on in your backpack. Say 4-5 clothes. Why do you need 4-5 clothes? You've just come for the trek, right? Carry maybe one extra pair of clothes. And then if you can carry your sleeping bag if you're planning to camp, or you get your sleeping bags and mat and all that in Buttermane only. But I would prefer telling you to carry at least your blanket, a thin blanket. So carry it with you. And then for snacks, carry enough snacks because you're spending one entire day in this trek, right? How much will you eat in Buttermane? It's only like lunch and then dinner. So it's always good for you to carry your food along with you. Food you can carry dates, dry fruits, or this suka chapati. You get the dry chapati, right, with the chutney powder and all that. Carry that. So it will stay with you for a long time. It doesn't get spoiled also. So you can carry all of that. So for the first day, right, you can have your breakfast from Kukke Subramanya and you can take your packed lunch. Say you can carry some rice item or something. You have a lot of hotels in Kukke Subramanya only, so you can just carry your lunch. Okay, you can have it just on the way, or if that is not your priority, you can just have it from Buttermane. Only thing you have to do is call them before. Okay, so this is the thing. And what is the best time to do this trek? So I would tell you, if you are considering to do this trek as a monsoon trek, June to September is the time to do it. But the forest department doesn't allow you in the initial stage only because there is heavy rainfall and landslides and all that. So you have to look into all that. Otherwise, June to September is the perfect time to do this trek. But if you're somebody who is going for the view and you don't want it to rain and all that, so you can start after September, from September to Jan. Okay, but don't do it post Jan because it will be very humid, hot, and the grass would have all dried up and you won't enjoy it much. So do it before that. Okay, before January. So yes, this is everything you have to keep in mind. It is a difficult trek, I'm mentioning it again, but it is not something which is not doable at all. You can do it on your own. Okay, the entire trail, right, it is very much seen. Just make sure you follow the trail because so many people frequent and do this trek often. The trail is very much seen, but don't go right, left and get lost in the forest. Okay, just stick to the trail. You would see a lot of people trekking with you, so there is no chance you'll lose the trail. So yes, that is the thing. So yeah, again I'm repeating it like very quickly. First option is start the trek, reach Buttermane, drop your luggage, have your food, then do the trek, come back, rest for the night, the next day come back. Or option number 2 is start from Kukke, rest at forest office or Buttermane for the night, next day morning wake up, do this trek and then return back to the base. So these are your 2 options. So happy trekking. If you have any queries related to this, drop it down in the comment section below and I would be more than happy to answer them for you. Okay, thank you. See you soon again in my next video.